In this video, we want to look at factors and multiples. So now, what are multiples, you might ask? Well, multiples are actually the timetables of a certain number. So for example, we know about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so forth, right? So these are the timetables of 2. So these can also be called the multiples of 2. How do we get this? You say 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 3. 2 times, it's 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. That's how you actually get multiples. You can also get the multiples of 10. You say 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times 3 is going to be 30, and so forth. So these are considered to be multiples. Now here, they say we need to write down the first 5 multiples of. So they want the first 5 multiples of 5. So the way we can write them, we can say them, we can use actually a list. So if you can draw this you can draw this Kelly bracket, and then you're going to say 5 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So basically counting in 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Because they were looking for the first 5 multiples. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here the first 5 multiples of 9. You can say 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. So you're basically counting in 9s, or you can say 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3, 9 times 4, 9 times 5. The first 5 multiples of 11 will be 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. These ones are very nice to learn. Make sure you learn them. You can also get the multiples of big numbers like 25, 50, 75, 88, 89, whatever number it is. You're just going to keep working out their timetables. So 25, we know how to count in 25. You can say 25, 50, 75, 100, and then 125. These are the first 5 multiples. Now, you might be asking as well, what are factors? Well, factors are just the numbers that can multiply each other to give you the number in question. I know that sounds very difficult to understand, but take a look at this. If I want to find the factors of, let's say, the number 6, I'm just going to ask myself, what numbers can I multiply to give us 6? Well, I can take 1 times 6. Well, 1 times 6 is 6. And I can take a 2 times 3. Well, 2 times 3 is also 6. And these are the only whole numbers that can multiply each other to give you 6. So whole numbers are all the numbers that start from 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. So when they ask you for factors, you just want to give us those whole numbers that can multiply each other to give you the number in question. So the way I want you to write them, you can write them, make it like a T shape, and then you say, well, 1 times 6 is 6. Then you say 2 times 3 is 6. This is how I want you to write down the factors of a specific number. Now they say find all the factors of the following. 20. Well, if I want the factors of 20, I will do this again. Now, the easiest way to check is to start from 1 and then go up. So I'll say, well, it's 1 times 20, obviously, because 1 is an identity. 1 times that number is that number. Then you say 2 times 10, right? Then you check for 3. Can 3 go into 20? You can even use your calculator. In your calculator, you can say 20 divided by 3. And you'll see it does not give you a whole number. It will give you a decimal or a fraction. So 3 does not go into 20. Then you check 4. The next number is 4. Well, I know 4 times 5 will be 20. And then the next number you would want to check is 5, but you already have a 5 here. So that means you are done checking. So you are done checking for all the factors. When you will start to check for a number that is already on the other side, then means you are done checking. So these are the factors of 20: 1, 20, 2, 10, 4, 5. This is another way that you can write them down by using a list. So you make this curly brackets and then you write them from smallest to biggest. So like 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. You can also write them this way. All right, let's look at the factors of 36. So for 36 over here, you make a T shape again, 1 times 36, and we will have 2 times, well, to give us 36, let me just verify that, divided by, I want to say 18, but let me make sure, 30, 32, 34, 36. Yes, 2 times 18. And then you say 3 times what give us 36? Well, that's 3 times 12, and then 4 times 9. And then you will check, does 5 go into 36? No. Does 6 go into 36? Yes, it's 6 times 6. Do you see that you have to check from the smallest number to the biggest number? And now because the number that I just checked is also on this other side, that means I'm done. These are the factors of 36. Let's go with 64, and I'm going to bring up my calculator just to show you guys how you can actually work this out on a calculator as well. So if I'm looking for the factors of 64, I'll say 64 divided by 1 is 64. That means 1 times 64 is 64. And I'll check the other one. I'll say, well, 64 divided by 2 is 32. So 2 times 32 is 64. Then I'll say, well, does 3 go into 64? And we can also use our divisibility rules to work this out. And you'll see that this does not go into the. Then you check 64 divided by 4 and we get 16. So 4 times 16, like that. And then you also keep checking again the next number, 5, and you'll know according to your divisibility rule that 5 does not go into 64. And then you'll check 6. 64 divided by 6, again you will know that it does not go in according to our divisibility rule. Then you'll check 7. 7 does not work out. And then you'll check 8, and then 8 does work out. You get 8 times 8. Now, because the number that I just checked is on the other side, that means I'm done finding the factors of 64. The factors of 100, we know we're going to have 1 times 100, then 2 times 50, and then 3 will not go into 100. You can try that yourselves on the calculator. And then 4 will go into 125 times, and then 5 will go into 120 times, and then 6 will not go into 100 because 3 does not go into 100. Those are just some of your divisibility rules that we know about. And then we also have to check 7, 8, 9, and then we know that 10 will go in. It will go in 10 times, and that will be the last number there. So this is how you find the factors of numbers. It's very important you know what factors are. These are the factors, and what we just did previously are known as the multiples.